Recording. Hello, my name is Mage. I like to play games about philosophy, queer politics, and liberatory ideologies. We are currently playing Open Sorcery C++, a fantastic text-based RPG. And I have actually just realized that we last time forgot to collect the last part of one of the spells. So if we go back in, all I've done is gone back into the starting area and found this last memory. I start picking up the pieces of my shattered memory, but as I do, I notice they have fallen in a very particular way. They form a shape. That's the kanji for... I'm gonna look stupid if this is wrong. I think it's the kanji for fire? Interesting. Is that kanji? Okay, alright. I don't know what that symbol means, but as I look at it, dread settles cold in my gut. My right leg aches. I finish gathering the pieces quickly, and I put them back together. Well, capitalization goes first. And that is the only order that makes sense. Tarot cards, tea leaves, crystal balls and tortoise neck bones, Celtic runes and dove entrails. Humans are terrible at predicting the future. So is magic. Prophecy is a chumps game because of free will, infinite possibility, and innumerable variables. No one really knows why. It's just hard. Discovered part of spell Omni. Random future generator. Rand equals new random future generator. Collected 3 of 3 parts. Sweet, we can compile. Inventory. I wonder what this one will cost us. Requires 1 dark. Perfect. We have a shit ton of that, so we're good. Divinus Omni. Divine a small haiku to hint at what you should do next. Interesting. Is it just like the hint system, I guess? Random future generator rand equals new random future generator. Rand.seed datetime.now. Future current future equals rand.generate future. Print current future.toString. Precompiling arcana. Building code. Injecting matter and motives. Publishing spell. Spell completed. You can now cast Omni. Achievement. Yay. I was gonna wonder if I could just like cast it anywhere, but maybe not. Maybe I can do it like at specific moments, basically. That makes sense. Okay, now let's return to the ship. Okay, so we're back where we were when we left off. We have a bunch of IP addresses here that we can sail to. Let's sail here. Yeah, 10.101.010.10. Sure. The currents that lead this way whirl chaotically back and forth. This will be a difficult trip. Well, content warnings. None. Okay, sick. Let's go. I have 0 spare parts to repair my ship. That's unfortunate. I unfurl my spider silk sail. Plus 5 momentum. I rev my search engine. Plus 5 momentum. Okay, cool. So here's where we would... no spare parts means that any damage taken will hurt me directly. Oof, that sucks given that we're on kind of low health. Let's go for it, though. I am ready to sail to there. Sure. I take a moment to remember how to do this, because I don't know. The C++ is made of relationships, which manifests as powerful currents. I need to reach a certain momentum with my web ship to break through the currents and reach my destination. As I travel, I will encounter spirits and events. Spirits have matters and motives that I can match or counter. Events are logistical problems that I have to reason out a solution for. And momentum. If I have high-quality cells and engines, it will travel fast. It will increase faster. Okay, that makes sense. We know what matters and motives are. We're good there. An example, I might encounter anxiety rapids. This is a spirit with a matter and motive, turbulent water infused with fear. I could soothe them with a mote of love, or I could attempt to control them by spending a mote of water or fear. Despite the fact that fire is the opposite of water, I probably could not calm anxiety rapids by boiling the water. Matter and motives are a good guideline, but common sense is important too. Okay, let's go for it. Oh, I encountered tutorial fish. Tutorial Undertale? Here? Whoa. He shines bright to catch attention and illuminate truth. He is dedicated to presenting information in an organized manner. Unlike other spirits, he will return my matters and motives to me if I try something that doesn't work. Interesting. Well, he's bright and orderly. I guess we can use... I mean, we have one mote of order and one mote of light, but given that we have that search engine that counts as order, yeah, let's do that. Great job! I'm a creature of order, so you can control me with the mote of order. And if you use equipment like the search engine, you won't use up a mote, though you can only use it once per journey. Oh, okay. Would you like to do that now or try something else? Let's do it, sure. Gain 10 momentum. Sick. I encounter tutorial fish. Oh gosh. Search engine's indexing itself. Okay. Could use darkness. Great job. Since I'm a creature of light, since dark is my opposite, you can use it to defeat me. Would you like to do that now? Try something else? Yeah, let's do that. I gain 10 momentum. Encounter anxiety rapids. Well, it just told me how to deal with that. We have actually equal water and love, but I feel like given that we're like kind of a water, given that our whole thing is water and our name is Pisces, I feel like water is probably going to be a more common resource than love, so we'll use water. In 12 momentum. Cool. So we meet our target. Okay, cool. All right, so that's how that works. I cut through the currents of the web. I reach my destination. I get a hint of where I'm headed as I briefly lose control of the ship. The bow dips. Oh, gosh. I steady it, steering right and up, easing out of the eddy that caught me. A spatter of bits lands on the glass. My ship still trembles. I'm surrounded by troubled waters. In front of my ship, there is a marvel. Whoa. Oh, the art in this is really, really cool. Major upgrade from Open Sorcery, the first one. A whirlpool of data cascades from above. It twists and turns in active chaos, spiraling in a narrowing gyre. I don't know that word. What is gyre? Gyre. Whirl or gyrate. Oh, a spiral or vortex. Oh shit, okay. Neat. Vocabulary. I've heard stories about things like this. It's a torrent of bits. Particles of information that collect spontaneously into whirlpools of meaning. They are dangerous, but useful information can manifest inside of them. Let's edge closer. I am safe inside of my ship. However, just outside, a whirlpool of data swirls in a narrowing gyre, down from above into the depths of the sea. Let's search for debris. Now that we have, I'm curious. I prophesy what I am likely to find here. A list of potential prizes floats into my head. Oh shit, okay, so you can use Omni to tell you what words you should be looking for in one of the word searches. That's pretty cool. Do any of these pop out at me? Such as doodad. Capacitor. Dad. Battery and circuit. Biling. Let's call it there. I found everything of use here. There's nothing left. You know, I understand criticisms of the game about the word searches, but also it just gives you the option to just skip them. They literally don't have to inconvenience you at all beyond what you choose. So I don't think that's a problem. Let's try to enter the torrent. I try to navigate inside, pulling a Dorothy, weaving between ones and zeros into the whirl of water. The heavy debugger is solid enough to power its way through the chaos of data and into the torrent. That's good. I'm glad we picked this ship. I'm in a chaos of wind and water. It's all spinning nonsense. This one has a word in it. This one has a word. That one looks the most clear. That's a very clear sentence. Steer. That's also a very clear sentence. I am almost there. Steer the ship east through the torrent. Nice. Achievement, yay! Suddenly, everything is calm. I am in the center of the whirl. Walls of chaos, solid chaos stand yards from my ship. There's a lot of junk in here. Well, let's search through the junk. I search around the peaceful eye of the torrent. I notice a piece of strange fabric floating among the debris. I examine it and discover it's a non-Euclidean sail. I pull the Escher-like piece of canvas on the board. It will be annoying to trim a sail when I can never entirely understand the geometry of it, but well worth it since its incomprehensible shape can simulate motes of chaos. It's 8 momentum and stimulates chaos. Yeah, sorry, spiderwebs. You're immediately outclassed. Let's search for scraps of chaos. Let's auto-complete it. Yay. I can still... Anything else? No. Should we drunk? No. Okay. Sick. I steer back into the chaos. It's much easier to get out than in. I spiral until I'm outside the torrent again. Alright, let's leave. Cool. Alright, so that was the torrent of bits. We've gotten our first other location down. That's very good. God, another banger soundtrack. I'm glad it's not only the shitty rat that has good music attached to it. Let's go here. 3.199.32.2. I can travel to this place using the pull of my body, drawing my soul up towards it. This will be an easy trip. Content warnings. None. Cool. Yeah, that's better. And I got some extra spare parts around. Nice. I am ready to sail the C++. School of Lanternfish. School of Lanternfish twirl in their hypnotic patterns and whisper enticing lures. Interesting. I wonder... Given that they're light, I wonder if darkness works. It worked on the tutorial fish. Cool. Nice. Easy. Current momentum is 13. I follow the emotional cable that connects me to my soul. The water is dim and murky. The ominous shapes that surround me are only vaguely lit by my spotlight. Eventually, in the distance, I make out another source of light. Neon lights blink blue and clear in the dark. Lost Souls Diner. A sign of life and electricity. I turn the wheel and play a game to engage the short-distance steam-powered engines. I maneuver down towards what appears to be an all-night diner floating near the bottom of the sea. I park my ship alongside a couple of other web ships floating near the door. I swim out and tie my anchor line around one of the mooring buoys. I am standing in front of an all-night diner floating near the bottom of the ocean. This patch of ocean is lit by its blue neon sign. A couple of web ships are docked here. Web ships. There's an off-the-shelf Intdel dinghy covered in dents and scratches and painted the same colors as the diner. Probably belongs to the establishment. There's also a black custom-made cutter, very sleek. The neon sign above the diner flickers, then it goes out. Huh. Oh, yeah, that's out. We can investigate the sign. I swim up to the sign and examine the setup. I discover that a transformer is burned out. Transformers provide the current used to power neon signs. Let's wait and talk. Oh, shit. Good. I'm glad you don't need to redo the journey once you've already gone there. Oh, there it is. Swim north. I almost missed that. Ooh. Oh, fuck yeah. Another little banging tune. The Lost Souls Diner. A bell jingles as I enter. A woman smiles at me from behind a marble counter. She looks at like someone's favorite aunt. Her name tag says Deb. Come on in, honey. Rest a spell. This is the Lost Souls Diner. We don't have maps, but we have pie. First slice is free. A waitress stands behind a fake marble counter. Behind her is a glass display of desserts and a picture. A small shrine sits on the far end of the counter. There's a cat on the windowsill. What's the picture? The photo is entitled Bermuda Poker Night. That makes sense if it's lost. It's the Bermuda Triangle Poker Night. We have a mermaid, that looks like. They're playing poker. Oh, that's fun. There's a slice of pie on the ground. Oh, that's very cute. I love that. A small shrine. It's a small shrine to various gods of travel. There's a candle depicting Saint Christopher, an idol of Hermes, and a tiny cairn to Crux, the god of in-between places. Let's talk to the waitress. Hey, honey, what can I help you with? Your neon sign seems to be broken. Oh, again? Darn. But if it ain't one thing, it's another. But that means our best customers won't be able to find us. More's the pity. I'll have to buy a new one from that rat fellow. Replace the entire sign, but you've only burned out a transformer. Burned a what? The black box behind the sign. Neon signs need a high voltage to power them, higher than you get from a normal outlet. So the transformer takes in power from the outlet and ups the voltage and then sends it to the sign. In the ocean. The glass didn't spark when it went out, and the sign itself looks intact. The rest of your diner has power, so it's probably a problem with the transformer. You don't need to replace the entire sign, you can just replace the transformer. Deb is staring at me. She shakes her head slightly. Well, I don't know anything about that, and if I don't, Theo and Anna for sure don't. Tell you what, if you go and fix our sign, I'll give you another free sample. Save me a trip on dealing with that rat. I'll think about it. You mentioned pie? Deb smiles broadly. That I did. First slice is free. Let me get something good for you. Deb swims over to the dessert rack and opens it up. She takes a long look at me, then critically examines the pastries and pies. She takes out a slice of key lime pie and brings it over, deftly maneuvering the plate so that it doesn't fall off. Serving food underwater is a particular skill. She sets it down in front of me. Eat the pie. Oh, thank God we got some health back. I eat the key lime pie and discover it is my favorite dessert. The crust is pastry and the filling is creamy. The sweetness balances the tartness. It tastes right. That was perfect. Are you some sort of dessert empath? Oh no, honey, I'm just good at my job. Glad you liked it, though. Just a moment, honey. I stopped before leaving the conversation. I was just wondering, are you one of those, sorcerers? Open sorcerers? Who knows secrets about the web and magic and such? I am. Well, I got a group of customers who don't quite know how to move on. They're nice folks, but taking up a lot of table space and sort of, from a time before bathing was much of a thing. The smell is putting people off. They're looking for a place to settle down, and I was wondering if an experienced sorcerer such as yourself might be able to give them some useful advice. Where can I find them? They're down at the end of the booth. She points east. Big crew, can't miss it. Thanks, honey, I appreciate it. Alright. Let's approach the cat, obviously. Bright orange cat with short but curiously curly hair regards me. Let's pet the cat. I pet the cat. He regally accepts this as his rightful due. Let's talk to the cat. I ask the cat a few questions. He blinks at me. I guess this isn't a magic talking cat. Just a regular old cat. Let's cast Omni. Cast a prophecy on the cat. I foresee many naps, some eating, and more naps. Let's stop casting magic on the cat. Okay. Oh yeah. I'm looking for lost memories. Have you seen any? Well, this isn't the best place for finding things, I'm afraid, but feel free to have a look around. What is this place? Lost Souls Diner. A watering hole for those who've gotten a bit turned about. Chance to sit down for a spell and catch your breath. So this is one of those context-based magical places that shows up when certain criteria are met, like magic curio shops that appear and disappear, only oriented towards lost people instead of potential heroes. Oh, maybe. That sounds about right. I'm afraid I don't know the how and why of it, dear. I'm just the waitress. I see. Thank you. Let's go east. An old man is watching a television mounted on the wall. A man in a black hoodie sits in a booth, trick shuffling a deck of tarot cards. A framed cross-stitch hanging on the wall catches my eye. The wall hanging is embroidered words, illuminated with delicately stitched filigree. It reads, "There is nothing you cannot lose, your way, your sight, your purpose, your mind." Lost souls wonder, it's in their nature. They're searching for something to fill the absence, lost left inside of them. I I do not offer solutions. I offer respite. Lay down the burden of loss for a moment and dine with me. Lost Souls Diner Management. Interesting indeed. Let's approach the shady man. The man looks up as I approach. Hey, babe. Hello. Immediately changed my mind about talking to him. Tempting, but hello, first item. Do not call me babe. He shrugs, indifferent acquiescence. Okay, what should I call you? Pisces. His eyes widen and he stops mid-shuffle. The 5 of Cups falls down on the table. The Pisces? Who's asking? Interesting. I guess we're famous. He leans back. Shady man. My handle's Vicious Cycle. He pronounces the 3 with a 4chan accent. You can call me Cycle. What is I don't know what a 4chan accent is, man. Oh, I hate this man. I hate him so much. Oh, hello, Renegade. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And yeah, no, not the fucking 4chan accent. How awful. You can call me Cycle. So you're the missing prophet. There are people who'll be interested to know you're not dead. Oh, gosh. You've heard of me. That sounds like a question that's worth something to you. Tell you what, I'll play you for answers. He riffles the tarot cards together. The game is protagonist blackjack. You ante a dark moat, I'll ante your answers. Whoever wins get what they want. How do you play? I draw 2 cards, you get to see 1. You draw 2 cards, I get to see 1. I put 3 cards in the middle. You pick 1, I pick 1. Highest hand gets points for their hand. Highest hand gets points for their hand. We played at 200 points. So I'm trying to make a hands out of tarot cards. What are the different hands and how many points are they worth? I'm not gonna tell you. Really? That's the game, protagonist blackjack. You're the protagonist, I'm the NPC. You gotta figure out my puzzle. Once you know the hands, you're at an advantage since you pick first. But until then, you're going to make moats off me while I learn the hands. He grins and spreads his hands. You got how it works. Still wanna play? Oh, fine. Lost 1 dark. Cycle sorts the minor arcana out of his tarot deck. He changes the links to his color, which he changes the music to his theme song. He shuffles and deals. All right, he's got this. We're gonna use a guide for this part because I don't think it's fun to just guess. This game, you need a guide for it. I don't understand. This is one of my only critiques of this game, is that this game is very difficult and annoying to learn for absolutely no reason. And it's not like that important, but it's very useful at a few key parts, like this one. So let's see. So my hand is Temperance and Chariot. So basically, from the guides I've read about this game, the goal of it here is to either the various combos are made out of 2 to 4 of the various major arcana, and the goal is to either pick the card from the middle that gives your hand that matching with the a double or triple of one of the combos, or pick one that stops your opponent from picking the something that would accentuate their hand. So in this case, our cards are Temperance and Chariot, and the cards we have to choose from are Strength, Fool, and Devil. If you want to sort of follow along how I'm doing this, you can search for Corvidine Systems card game guide on Steam. It's a guide that someone made for this, and it's the only way to get past this game without an obscene amount of trial and error. So with Temperance and Chariot, we could make the Joyful combo out of Lovers and Sun, but we don't have either of those available to choose from. Or we can make the Lawful from Hierophant or Justice, which we don't have anything to choose from. Or we could pick Judgment, Justice, or Strength to make the Forces combo, which there is here. However, that is a relatively low-ranked combo. So we have to check that that Cycle here can't make something that would be worth more than that. So he has the Hermit and can pull, so that he can pull either the Magician or the Priestess. No. Or Full Hanged Lovers. Actually, and that's the bottom one, so there's actually very little here that it could be. So I think we're actually pretty safe to take Strength here. Yes. And we don't know what their last one could be, but that's simply the randomness. So we had a Forces double, and they had a Mortals double. The hands are very, very loosely connected to the actual meanings of the tarot cards, from what I understand. So knowing that doesn't actually help you very much. Okay, so we have Death and Worlds. So we could benefit from Fool or Fortune, which there isn't. Or Moon, Star, or Sun, which there is, and that's a relatively high-ranked one, so that's a good shout. Or Hanged or Judgment, which there isn't. Okay, so they have Emperor. So they could benefit from nothing that's better than ours. So we'll go for a Celestial combo here and hope that it beats their last one. Yes. Cool. Alright, we have Moon and Fortune. Well, if we could benefit from Fool or World, which there is. And this is extremely high up. This will make a Chaotic combo, which is one of the best ones. So, extremely worth picking. Nice. Okay, so we have Fool and Fortune. So we can make another Chaotic combo with Fortune or World, which there isn't in here. Or Worlds. Yeah, no, that would be great. Fool or Fortune. There's very little else we can make except the base level, the worst level combo, and we can't even make that. So instead, our goal here is going to be because we can't really make a combo, so we're going to try and break theirs. So they have the Sun, so they could benefit from Lovers or Temperance, which they don't have. Or Moon, Star, or World, which they don't have. Or that's about it, actually. So instead, we're just going to try and take the highest level singles card, because we don't know what their we don't know what theirs is. So let's take. Man, this is a rough one. We'll take Death though. Oh shit! There was a combo here. I did not realize. I'm a fool, but it works out for me. Okay. See, even with the guide, this game is still confusing as shit. So we have Tower or Strength. With Strength, we could benefit from Devil or Moon, which we don't have. Strength. Chariot or Fortune. But they have Death, and Death can benefit from Hanged or Judgment. I don't think they have anything, so we'll take the Chariot here. Ah, shit. Cycle in the hand, because they had with their hidden card. It's unfortunate. Hierophants and lovers. Lovers can benefit from sun or temperance, and that is one of the best, so we will absolutely take it. Yes. All right. Okay, and we're above 200. We're good. Oh, Jesus. We're free. We're free. From protagonist Blackchat. Vicious Cycle starts clapping slowly. God, he's such an asshole. Well, I'm beat. I pick up my Mode of Dark off the table. So what do you want to know? What the forums are doing without their profit? Latest on the Excellence Corporation? What do you mean calling me prophet? You're the sysadmin for the Open Sorcery forums who keeps the database of prophecies. The prophet's prophet. So that's what everyone's calling you. Didn't you know? You didn't know that? So that actually sounds like one of the people from... I think Decker references us then in, he talks about his old sysadmin who ran the, like, kept a database of prophecies. I'll ask another question. Have you seen any of my memories? Your memories? Shit, you have amnesia? What is this, Final Fantasy? No wonder he seems so out of it. Let me think. Yeah, no, I haven't seen any of your memories, but I know where you'll definitely find some. The Torrent of Bits. Take left of the Abyssal Plane to get there. Shit gets sucked in there. If your webship's good enough, you can just go in. Well, we checked there. There wasn't anything, so you're wrong. What's the Excellence Corporation? They're corporate America with magic. Kind of the opposite of the Open Sorcery movement. You know, capitalism off the rails. Fuck everyone and everything for money. Anyway, word in the chat room is they had a hit out on you. Don't know who took it, but I know some skeezy hitman request got posted on Hex List, and then got taken down, and then you got put in a coma. You know what happened to me? Yeah, you got put in a coma. Decker14 posted about it, took over your mod ship on the prophecy board. Didn't give a lot of details, and no one's saying where your body is. Fucking smart. It's obvious to anyone paying attention that the Excellence Corp has it out for you. Well, obvious to anyone with an account on Hex List. So what do you want to know? Is anyone looking for me? Well, I bet the other OOS admins are looking for you. I know Decker14 posted it, and that you were on hiatus and is moderating the prophecy board. Don't know if any of them can dive this deep. Could you tell them I'm here? Nah, I'm hiding. That's why I'm down here. Hard to talk to the surface. That's the point. I'm not gonna surface for a while. What would you do if you were in my position? Well, the first thing I'd do is try and get all my memories back. You must have lost your spells, too, right? Hate to be down here without my spells. Sucks to be you. Right, after that. You know, I'd make a run on the cache beyond the lighthouse. Some divers drop caches of M&Ms in the deep web. For people in, you know, exactly your position. Most of them got picked up by scavengers, but I know one landed east of the lighthouse. It has a riddle captcha on it, so only open sorcerers from the forums can get at it. If you know where it is, why haven't you taken it? Because I motherfucking suck at riddles. Seriously, why does everyone think, ooh, they do magic, better do some goddamn riddles? Fucking ridiculous. Can I get the IP address of the cache? Sure. I unfold my map. Wait, shit. You haven't been to the lighthouse. That's the landmark you need to find the cache. Pretty easy to get to, just east of the Abyssal Plane. Come back when you found the lighthouse. Is anyone looking for me? Okay. Alright. I'm done asking questions. Who are you planning to tell about me? Maybe the Excellence Corporation. Maybe not. You want to pay me to keep quiet? How much? Give me motive fire, or matter, or motive order motive, and I'll be quiet. I'm collecting these M&Ms for a project. Those M&Ms! Matters and motive! Oh, I just realized. I'm not in the mood. I don't have that now, but I'll be back. Because I don't know. So what's your deal? I do custom programs, information gathering, and cryptographic spiritual signature creation. And by that, you mean viruses, identity theft, and matter forgery. You got it. Pretty sharp for an amnesiac. Need any of that? No. So about your illegal activities. Okay, no. So you're in the Lost Souls Diner. How are you lost? I did some jobs and my name's hot. He shrugs and smirks. So I got lost. You can get lost on purpose. I suppose you can. Goodbye. I hate this man. The man sits hunched. His back is humped in a crooked way so that his default state is hunched. He watches the television. Let's greet him. He mumbles at me in a friendly but disjointed way. Look at the television. It's playing reruns of I Love Lucy. Aw, let's watch with him. Eventually, he starts to talk to me in that unsolicited way old men do sometimes. When I was young, I went to work. When I was older, I had my own float. But when I was young, I just hooked a pail of milk to a handlebar, one on each so they balanced. Started out at 2 in the morning. No one locked their doors back then. I'd step inside and fill their bottles out of my pail. He coughs a bit. I took care of folks. Fed the miller's cat when the wife was sick. Took the bins out for Sadie. Painted a house. Mowed a lawn. What folks needed, I took care of them. No matter the weather, I'd dig a path through the snow. Steady as a mailman. They still need mailmen. They still need young men. He coughs a thick, wet cough full of bile. Let's get some water for him. I go get a glass of water from Deb and bring it back to him. I cover it with a saucer so that the normal water doesn't mingle with the metaphorical water around me and become diluted. The man gratefully accepts it. He drinks and clears his throat. He doesn't finish it all, and his life hangs so loosely on him that some falls off into the water. He turns back to the television, eyes sad and glassy. Life goes on around him. Aww. Let's look at that glass of water now. Should I take this life for myself or return it to him? He doesn't have much left, but then again, he doesn't have much use for it. Let's return it. We'll be nice. I encourage him to drink the rest of the water. He absently does. Okay. Cool. I don't know what I'm looking here for. Let's keep going east. I float among a maze of tables and booths. 2 women sit at a table. Soft voices are coming from under one of the tables. Let's approach the 2 women. One of the women is tinkering with a music box. The other is reading a thick, battered book. She's also humming a song, but she doesn't seem to remember all the words. Let's talk to the tinkering woman. I attempt to talk to the woman with the music box. She seems friendly, but a problem is immediately apparent. She only speaks Russian. What? Oh, good. After some apologetic hand motions, we disengage. This seems odd to me, as most human souls down here don't speak a particular language, but instinctively communicate in human, the shared dialect of our species spoken in dreams, but I don't press the matter. That's very fascinating, and then it's very funny that she's just talking in Russian. Let's talk to the reading woman. The reading woman looks up. Oh, hi, I'm on break. If you need help, Deb can serve you at the counter. I was actually wondering if I could ask you some questions. Sure, I suppose. What's your name? Theodasia, but that's far too long. You can call me Theo. What do you do here? I'm a waitress when Deb needs a break. I also handle takeout, drive the delivery ship. I have a lot of experience navigating dangerous waters. That's sort of how I got here. Who do you deliver to? There's a rat down on the plane that orders sometimes, but mostly the Flying Dutchman. They come by every now and again. They navigate by our neon sign, but they can't dock, so they always need takeout. Who's your friend? She looks across at the girl tinkering with the music box. That's Anna. She pretends to only speak Russian to avoid talking to you. She's a charmer. That's why I'm a waitress, and she busts tables. Anna sticks her tongue out at Theo. She smiles apologetically but unrepentantly at me before returning to her music box. Well, that explains why she only speaks Russian. What are you reading? She lifts her book so I can read the title. A People's History of the United States, the 1800s. Say goodbye. Let's look under the table. I look under the table, producing noises. 2 children are playing here. One is a boy with long curly hair and a little suit. He looks like he just stepped out of a black and white photo. We got like Oliver Twist. The other boy is so far under the table I can't see him clearly. I can only make out his eyes, which gleam entirely black with no iris or white. Oh, where'd my mouse go? Help. There it is. Not a human child then, but still a child. The first boy is teaching the second to play jacks. They're having trouble with the ball as it keeps floating off instead of bouncing properly. Despite that, they're very absorbed. Let's say hello. I kneel down so that I'm on level with the boys. Hello. The human boy looks right up at me and smiles. Good morning, ma'am. He frowns, glancing at the window out the window at the dark sea. Good day? The other boy coos softly but remains under the table. My name is Pisces. That's a proper odd name. He pauses. Sorry for being rude, ma'am. I'm Charlie. This is Peep. Say hello, Peep. Peep is too shy to say hello. He glances nervously at the girls across the aisle, then he glances nervously at me. I decide to let him alone until he feels more comfortable. Charlie, however, scoots out from under the table, happy to have someone to talk to. Pleased to meet you, Charlie. May I ask you some questions? Yes, ma'am. I'm looking for my memories. Have you seen any? I pull my memories out of my head to show them what it looks like. We can just do that. Oh, yes, there's one like that in the bin in the back. The bin where lost things go. Thank you. How'd you get here, Charlie? Well, one day, me and Walter were playing outside when some men came out of the carriage. They said they had candy and fireworks and give us a ride in the carriage. They did, and it was proper fun, but they let Walter out to buy fireworks, but then we drove out without Walter. I asked them why, and they wouldn't say. Oh, poor Charlie. I stayed with the men for a long time. They weren't real friendly at all. But then Miss Deb came and said that if I liked, I could become lost, and I wouldn't get to see my mum and dad again because I'd be lost, but I'd get away from the men. Charlie fiddles with his jacks a bit. I think the men were going to kill me dead like the men at the hangings, so I left with Miss Deb. I miss my mum and dad, but I'm glad I'm not dead, and now I live here. I see. Thank you for telling me your story, Charlie. You're welcome, ma'am. Can you tell me about your friend? Peep's a good fellow. Not much for strangers. Likes cats, though. He's lost, like me. He's gonna try to get home soon, though, once he works up the courage. So Charlie's friend probably won't be around forever. Thank you. Let's cast Omni. Shy children avoid too many people, but they can like animals. So if we can get the cat over here, we'll probably befriend Peep. The end of the diner. I float among a maze of tables and booths. On the floor against the back wall is a box with a sign in it. A group of maybe 30 women and children are spread around the booths here. Well, we know what's in the box. I find a skull with a label affixed to the side. The label reads Oliver Cromwell's skull? Let's take Oliver Cromwell. It's not mine. Okay, that's fair. I find a gold-plated sterling silver statue. I recognize the subject as Nike, the Greek goddess of victory. It seems to be some sort of trophy. Well, it's not mine. This is fair enough. I find a big diamond about the size of an egg cut in half. That's fucking huge. I find a tarnished old cup. I find one of my memories. There we go. Take that. That's mine. Discovered part of dream true meaning. I'm angry. I'm frustrated enough that you can hear it in my voice. Did one of 4 parts. Okay. Read the sign. The sign says lost and found. However, the words and found have been scribbled out. It's not a very helpful sign. Not a very hopeful sign. Let's approach the women. The women are wearing white caps and wool dresses of many different colors. The children are mostly dressed in simple gowns. They're all distinguished by terrible hygiene, and the tables around them are piled with old dishes. The smell stops my approach. Talk to the women. I ignore the odor and ask the women who they are and where they come from. Most of them are very confused. They aren't clear on where they are and what has happened to them. They apparently left their home, sort of home, after the men left to look for a new place and didn't come back. That was after Governor White left for help from England and didn't come back, and they were starving, and Virginia had a dream, and they followed her. Now they're here and having pie. There is a general consensus that they are in heaven, despite the fact that she is about 12, and determined that the little girl poring over a map is in charge of the operation. Are these the fucking lost colonists of Roanoke? I think that was who Governor White was. Hello. How now? Deb mentioned that you needed a consultation. Aye, you an explorer? A lady explorer? I am. We are company then. I am Virginia. I was first born between nations, so I have a gift for travel, for finding the between spaces. But now we are needing an end, a new home, and that's not travel but settling, and I've no gift for that. So I've been asking those wanderers what come through here if they knew a good place for living. Have you traveled to any place we might call home? What are you looking for in a home? First of all, we need to say so from any living there. I've seen it done with no say-so, and there's no mistake I'll see done again. Not while I carry the map. We live by farming, green places to make fields is good for us. Oh, and if there's more of this electricity and plumbing, that would be a fine thing. Okay. That's nice that the colonists don't want to colonize again. That, you know, that's sweet and makes sense. I have a suggestion for you. That doesn't... there's not really any electricity there. I guess the packet rat shop. The packet rat had electricity, but he sucks. I wonder if we can find anything else. I'll come back if I can find a suggestion for you. Let's return to, you know what? Yeah, let's, actually, let's go back out and try and fix the sign. Investigate the sign. I discovered that a transformer is burned out. Yep. I think I know how to replace one. And I'm sure I have an appropriate transformer somewhere in the pile of parts I still have from replacing my ship. Should I try to fix the sign? Yes. I fetch the part and some tools from my ship. I find the blown transformer on the back of the sign. God, I know I've done this before, but the steps are a little hazy in my mind. Must be that pesky amnesia. First, oh, Jesus. Okay, the first thing we should stop doing delicate electronic work when I'm not sure what the steps are. That's the smartest idea, but this seems logical. So let's unplug the transformer. Cool. It's safe to work with now. Let's disconnect the transformer from the sign. I try to disconnect the transformer from the sign, but the wires are wrapped in insulated tape. I can't get them apart. Okay, so we'll remove the insulation from the wires. I carefully cut away the insulation away from the wires, then connect the transformer to the sign, exposing the bare wire ends. Now we disconnect the transformer. Okay, and then we can unscrew the transformer from its mount. Then we can mount the new transformer. And then connect the transformer to the sign. And wrap the wires back in insulation. And plug in the transformer. Yay, I'm an electrician now. Plug it in. The sign lights up. Lost Souls Diner. Far above me, barely perceptible through the darkness of the ocean, I see a giant galleon with tattered sails. It makes a sharp turn through the dark water, arcing towards the light of the sign. It falls into a holding pattern circling the diner. Huh. Now that I'm up here, and the area is lit, I notice there's a part of the sign that glows a different blue than the rest of it. I reach up and carefully pick off a piece of my memory from the sign. Discovered part of Dream 2 meaning. True meaning. Brody, it's fine. It's fine. It's not fine, and I want to talk about it, but I don't want to start the conversation, so ask me 2 more times. I love you, says Pisces. I'm afraid to be alone. Interesting. Ghostly galleon. The huge ship is semi-transparent. I can see a populous crew hanging over the edge. This must be the Flying Dutchman. They seem to be shouting at the diner, trying to get someone's attention. They are mostly skeletons. Well, let's tell Deb, maybe? Oh, shit. Yes. I see from the glow you fixed our sign. Thanks so much, honey. Have some chocolate on the house. Covered 5 health. It's good hot chocolate. Oh, we're back up to where we started. Yay. There seems to be a ghost ship outside trying to get your attention. Oh, they're back. They're our best customers. Would you mind going and telling Theo there about it? She's a few Would you mind going and telling Theo there about? She's a few booths down, probably reading something. Thanks, honey. Sure. Talk to the reading woman. The Flying Dutchman's outside. Oh, she closes her book. Thank you for telling me. She gets up and leaves. Cool. Ghostly galleon. They appear to be celebrating together, eating diner pie and coffee. That's, good. I wonder if now she'll say something different now that... okay. She still doesn't want to talk to me. That's fine. Let's return to our ship. Well, we got a thing about the lighthouse to the east, so let's go this way. Traveling to 734.7.4.3. The currents that flow towards this location are gentle, but sometimes treacherous. This will be a normal trip. Okay, let's go. I'm ready to sail. I see a flight of ideas. A flock of young and interesting ideas dance and sparkle, and are on a collision course with my ship. So they sparkle. I mean, we could use our light here, but let's. I mean, I just have way more dark. I throw out a wave of dark. It wards off the ideas, and I stay on course. In 13 momentum. Uncertainty fog. Uncertainty fog. That's... I mean, air, probably. And if it's uncertainty, chaos, maybe? I wonder if I can then use the order from the... Ooh. Maybe the non-Euclidean sail? Given that if it's chaos, let's use the same element. There's an element of chaos to uncertainty. I use it to clear the fog away. Okay, cool. Yes, we've gotten there. There's a glow in the darkness. I approach slowly, wary of anglerfish. But it's not the twitching pale blue of a lure. It's steady, golden. It's a house. It's a house made of light. I drive my ship to pull up next to the shining front path. A shimmering path leads up to an arched door of sun-gold stone. The walls gleam through misty water. So north. The room is lit by its structure. A mosaic of sun-golden tiles gleam on the floor. The walls rise like white morning light. The ceiling is set with silvery stars. A fountain in the center gleams like the moon. By the fountain stands an angel. I can tell this is an angel by all of its wings and eyes. It has 12 wings. It has 20 eyes. Okay, all in pairs. We got a full biblical angel here. It opens the pale blue eyes on its brow and looks at me. Welcome to the lighthouse. I am Sov. You may rest here. Your room is north. What does that mean? The hazel eyes on the angel's chest blink open and closed thoughtfully. To experience is to understand. It gestures north with its upper arm wing. Let's talk to Sov. I'm looking for my memories. Have you seen any of them? Sov points silently at the pool in the center of the room. So you're actually an angel? Yes. What does that mean? I mean, you're not just someone's idea of an angel. We're too far from the web proper, and you're too solid to be just an idea. You're an actual angel. Yes. What does that mean? I am a tool of God. I follow divine will. I am a purpose. Interesting that only the I is lowercase here, kind of like how Bells talks. That's interesting. So God exists? Certainty forestalls faith. Faith is his greatest gift to his favored children. I will not steal your potential for faith. Does it bother you that we're God's favored children? Rain does not envy birds. Sky does not envy wolves. I cannot envy you. You think faith is more important than reason. Crows can be clever. Dogs can learn. Only man believes. Dogs are well known, or there's a big difference between cleverness and the scientific method. Dolphins know the scientific method. I did not know that. Dolphins do not believe. I've learned something. Okay, dolphins know the scientific method. Fascinating. What is this place? The lighthouse. The last bastion in the changing time. Sanctuary for the hero when the sky opens. Sanctuary for you in the meantime. Well, that sounds like prophecy. Sov nods with its entire body. Feathers rustle and eyelids flutter. Yes. I'll try to remember that. I haven't been great at remembering things lately, but I'll try. Does God exist? If so, what is God? Okay, we're back to this. This time, is God male? He transcends gender. Then why use male pronouns? Fantastic question, Pisces. So Scripture has written. Scripture written by humans. Yes. You take cues about the nature of God from humans. Yes. I suppose I thought you'd know better than us. What I know is less important than what you believe. Let's absolutely continue talking about this. How do you decide what scripture to reference when determining God's pronouns? Solve blinks 3 sets of eyes. I do not decide. What determines it then? He separated the light from the darkness. It was written, again and again. The chorus of prayers turned to him, not her. So it's a majority rules situation? Because most humans think of God as male, you echo our assumptions? Yes. Have you considered that this is a self-perpetuating cycle? No. Speak on. I take a moment to compose what I'm about to say. Assemble my argument. Oh god, okay. Capitals first. Your intention is to let humanity self-determine our relationship with God. You don't want to interfere with our ability to believe. This is the only one that makes sense. So you don't confirm or deny details about God. Not even something as basic as God's existence. A sort of divine prime directive. Consider that by echoing our beliefs like that, you're creating a sort of eon-spanning echo chamber. An idea gains traction, and you echo it in your interactions with people. I don't know if you visited anyone recently. You're clearly aware of your potential to influence human opinion, or you wouldn't be so conscientious about not taking away my faith potential. Your position of authority lends the idea credence. By parroting back popular beliefs, you perpetuate the status quo, most basically by calling God him. I don't know too much about true angelic history, but that might be partially the cause of certain systems of belief snowballing. Does that make sense? The valley echoes, and begins an avalanche. Well put. This is not our intent. Thank you for these thoughts. Well, thank you for listening. I just convinced an angel to use different pronouns for God. Oh, I love this game. Oh, I love this game so much. Is there one right religion? No. Is there one religion that's more right than all the others? No. Are some religions better than others? That which brings you to the divine is holy. That which fosters petty desires is not. Right. Got it. Okay. Sorry to disturb you. Oh, let's examine the fountain now. The fountain in the center of the room gleams like moonlight. Small plumes of water leap up and fall back down in perfect arcs. Despite this, the pool of the fountain is still and smooth. The water is so pure, it returns into itself without causing ripples. There are shards of solid light under the water, like a sliced up fallen star. Examine the shards. There is a memory here. It is mine, but it is not mine. It thrums with potential. It matches the environment perfectly. It's broken into pieces. Smashed on impact. I wonder if it disturbed the pool. But I know the routine. I pick up the pieces and start to put them back together in an order that fits. Oh, this doesn't help. They're all capitals. I think this is one I'm going to look up because I don't think there is an easy way to do this. Appendix. Sorry, I'm looking through the guide that I'm semi-following. Prophecies. I thought that it would be right here. Sorry. I didn't. There we are. Okay, child of a mother without a father. Spirit seeker. Fire friend, sister of the rose, protect us. Sword in one hand, chalice in the other. Face our nightmares. Realize your truth and hold it as a lantern in the night. Embrace your darkness, and it will be a loyal companion. The seeds of change are hidden behind our fears. Be bright, be brave, be ready for the apocalypse. I touch the whole memory. I touch the prophecy. It echoes in my mind with power that comes with inevitability. This is the prophecy of light. It is one of the 6 prophecies of matter. They are extremely important. They are mine? No, more I am theirs. They are not mine. They each belong to someone else. Someone up there in the physical world. I found them. I keep them. When the time is right, I will deliver them. They are extremely important. Worth killing for. Worth sending someone to the bottom of the ocean. Well, this probably explains why I'm here. At least partially. Someone does not want the prophecies delivered to the people they are destined for. Well, let's go to our room. This room is a beach. A sandy shore gleams, rimmed with perfect blue water. The real wet stuff, not the metaphor I've been floating in. There's a bed made of clouds on the shore. In the corner, a computer floats, made of light. Clockwork and binary spill out of its back, gyrating with flickering calculations. The screen is made of black light, studded with star-like text. It appears to be running Ubuntu. I play around with the computer. It has no internet connection, but Notepad++ and my other preferred tools are installed and updated. It feels nice to have a proper tool under my fingertips. Now let's swim in the water. I dive into the water. It is cool and beautiful. I don't know how long it is before I surface. I feel like I've recovered a piece of myself. Not a memory. Happiness. Yay, 3 health. Let's rest in the bed. I curl up in the bed of clouds. The mattress is plush, thick cumulus, and there's a soft blanket of cirrus. I sleep deeply and restfully. When I wake, I see that I've produced a dream. It's lovely, but I can't carry it, so I watch it fade into lavender wisps and vanish. Okay. Is that everything here? Okay, let's return to my ship. So now we can go back and talk to Cycle again. I wonder if that's an acceptable spot for more questions. What would you do? I get the IP address of the cache. Sure, I can fold my map. Its IP address is 127.0.0.1, just north of the lighthouse, right here. Well, that makes sense why I had to have the lighthouse location first. It's natted. Okay. Goodbye. I wonder. I have a suggestion. Oh, yes, they can settle in the lighthouse. I suggest they settle in the lighthouse. Virginia asks if anyone is already living there, and I have to admit, someone is. Virginia asks me to ask permission of the inhabitants before they try to settle there. Okay. I'll come back if I can think of something. Alright, let's return to my ship. Let's go back to the lighthouse. We'll talk to Solve, check out the thing, and then go back to the diner. Would it be okay if 30 English settlers from the 1700s came here to live with you? So Solve stares at me. It opens a few more sets of eyes to stare at me. Yes? They're looking for a permanent place to settle and want to be absolutely sure the current inhabitants are fine with it. This is Sanctuary. They must be welcome. Great. Cool. Thanks for being chill, Solve. I detect a faint signal coming from this direction, a complex Morse code-ish sequence of ones and zeros that I eventually identify as marking out the pattern of a sonnet. This must be the riddle cache Cycle told me about. Cool. Let's go. I encounter a classic serpent. A traditional terror of the deep winds, winds sinuously through the ocean, almost one with the waves. I mean, it does seem to be water, so I guess we'll use water. Because I don't know what else to do. Sucks to use our motives here, but I guess that, or I guess that doesn't matter, but I guess that's why it's here for. A bewildering whirlpool, confounding whirls of water and distraction try and pull me in. Well, that certainly sounds like chaos, so let's use the non-Euclidean sail. I ride the whirl. Nice. A treasure chest floats in the ocean. A cache for stranded open sorcerers. I pull my ship up, besides the cache, and open the hull door. I am floating by what appears to be a treasure chest. It is locked with a riddle captcha. It's made of wood girded with metal fastenings. It looks like something pirates would look for, which makes sense. In the web, form often warps to suit function. Form can also be sculpted to enhance function. It is locked with a riddle captcha. Captcha. Completely. Automated. Public. Turing test to tell. Computers and humans apart. It operates on the principle that computers cannot solve riddles. It is a deeply flawed system, but it's better than nothing. Bells solved a riddle in Open Sorcery, so you're incorrect. I guess Bells doesn't exist yet, because this is, I think, before Open Sorcery. Let's try to solve the captcha. What has 6 faces, but cannot smile? 21 eyes, but cannot see. That's a dice, right? That's a die. It's like a, yeah, it's like a 6-sided, it's a d6. Captcha accepts my answer with a satisfying click. 1 down, 2 more to go. I've no width, depth, or height, yet I'm carefully measured from morning to night. Time? I mean, you measure time, and time has none of those things. Nice. All right, one more. Oh, yay! Oh, I was literally complaining in the last Open Sorcery that you couldn't type your answers here. You had to click the letters, and thank God they have fixed that. I'm the beginning of eternity, to the end of time and space. It's at the start of every end, and at the end of every place. Oh, that's, I learned this trick from the last Open Sorcery. That's E, baby! It just opens. Ooh. I do find a treasure. 1 of every matter. Dang, nice. That's sick. At the bottom of the chest, I find a note. I don't know how you got here, but if you're this deep, you're probably in trouble. Good luck. I hope this helps. OS admin at that's Janet. Oh, it's Janet. That's sweet and correct. The capture chest is open and empty. Ooh. I turn back towards my ship. Something large is perched on top of it. What? A web crawler is perched on top of my ship. Web crawlers are AIs powered by search engines that comb the web, looking for specific things. This one looks like a giant metal spider, picking things up with its many legs, scanning them with its many eyes. Most web crawlers are harmless observers, but this one makes me nervous. It might be the way it's picking over my ship so aggressively. Or perhaps it's the turret-mounted machine gun on its back. What should I do? Let's I think we want to affect the turret because that's the part I'm concerned about, and because I don't think either of my spells are going to do anything. Chaos. I mean, chaos on a gun does sound scary, but also like the most. I don't know. We'll use chaos on a gun. A touch of chaos in the right place is the best cure for delicate machinery. Not that multi-barreled weapons of war are built particularly delicate, but I still managed to send a slip of bedlam between trigger and muzzle. There's a snap as the hinge of the turret breaks. The gun's muzzle swings wildly and comes to rest as it's caught behind a cluster of eyes. Sensing the attack, the web crawler tries to target me. Its broken hinge squeals, and the muzzle doesn't move. The web crawler discharges its weapon into its own head and goes limp. Nice. I swim up to the corpse. I crack open its head and pull out its crawling policy. Enchanted parchment inscribed with code that dictates its behavior. The scroll of paper is long and complex, detailing what areas and kinds of IP addresses it should favor. It has a lot of checks that encourage it to reindex and hang out around Open Sorcery or emergency signals, which explains why it's here. The segment about how to deal with the things it indexes is rather alarming. If target equals Pisces, obliterate target. Else target equals get next target. Okay. Yeah, so this was sent here to kill me. That's quite worrying. Quite disturbing. That's okay. So this thing was sent to kill me. Specifically me. Well, fuck. I carefully examine the spider, looking for hints about who sent it. There's a logo embossed on its belly, but it's scratched into illegibility. I screw off the belly and read the indent the logo left on the inner paneling. Property of the Excellence Corporation. Well, given what Cycle told us, that's not surprising. I pull a few motes of order out of its now hollow skull. I also pry out its engine, web crawler engine. Okay, so it's plus 8 momentum, but we can't use it as... we can't use it as order. So I think that's only going to be useful if... Because given that everything used to be in increments of 10, 10 and 20 would both require... Because we have... With that, we would have 16 momentum per turn. So we would still need at least 2 turns to get through 20. So it does save us a turn on 30. Interesting. I don't know. Let's go back to Diner. And let's talk to Cycle because he sent us to a place that nearly got us killed. That's not chill, dude. So there was a giant machine gun toting web crawler at the cache you sent me to? He stares at me, nonplussed for the first time. Yeah? Shit. Well, that's a thing. Do you know who made it? The Excellence Corporation. Whoa, fuck. That's crazy. They're crazy. Glad I hate riddles. That shit was probably for you. They really want to kill you. Yes, so could you please not tell them about me? Yeah, I guess. It kinda sucked of me to send you towards their killer spider trap. I won't tell them you're alive. No charge. You're a fucking scholar and a gentleman. Cool. Glad we have solved that problem without having to give him a bribe. Talk to Virginia. I have a suggestion for you. Suggest they settle in the lighthouse. I described the lighthouse to Virginia, bright sanctuary and fairly close. I assure her that the caretaker has given permission for them to settle there. She's a bit intimidated at the prospect of rooming with an actual angel. The opportunity is too good to pass up. I gave Virginia the IP address of her new destination, and we discussed how she can use her traveling powers to get there. She and the other settlers pack up, thank me, and leave the diner. One of the waitresses comes over and starts the long process of bussing their tables. Table's empty now. There's a book on the table. Oh, something in the music box glows in a familiar way. I reach out and touch the music box. I absorb the memory that's stuck inside of it. Hopefully it will work now without my past coming up the works. I discovered part of the dream, true meaning. Birdie, I love you. Maybe I won't fuck it up this time. Oof. 3 out of 4. I wonder how we can get the cat to like us. Let's cast... Okay, let's cast Salamundi. The cat seems intrigued by the light and the movement, but quickly decides that the letters are too large for him to chase. Oh, the cat likes light. Can we use a mote of light like a laser pointer? I manifest a mote of light into a laser-like pinprick of illumination. I toss it along the floor towards the cat. The cat leaps up and pounces on it. I follow wherever I move the mote. The cat is now following on me. Let's bring the cat over to the booth. We will stop playing with the cat. He immediately loses interest in me and starts grooming himself. Talk to the children. Hello, Miss Pisces. Hello, Miss Pisces. Peep peers shyly at me from under the table. He stares longingly at the cat, clearly tempted to come out and pet it. Then he glances nervously at me. Okay, well let's leave and come back. Yeah, Peep has emerged from under the table. He is petting the cat. He is covered in downy blue feathers, with a tuft of orange on his chest. He's a little bird boy, bird boy. Yeah, I don't know what that was. He has bright black eyes. As I arrive, he looks up at me. Ah, oh, sick. Spammers in chat. Let's, how do I ban you? New to Twitch. There we are. Bam. Yay. You gone, spammer. Peep has emerged from under the table. He is petting the cat. Oh yes, he has bright black eyes. As I arrive, he looks up at me. He trills a piping coo that sounds like a greeting. Then he bashfully gives me one of my memories. Absorbed dream. I'm angry. I would be throwing things if I let myself do that. It's fine. It's not fine, but I don't have the energy to fight about it, so whatever. Okay, let's assemble the stream. Let's go, first try. Pisces. I'm angry. I'm frustrated enough that you can hear it in my voice. I'm angry. I would be throwing myself if I let myself do that. It's fine. It's not fine, but I don't have the energy to fight about it, so whatever. It's fine. It's not fine, and I want to talk about it, but I don't want to start the conversation, so ask me 2 more times. I love you. I'm afraid to be alone. I love you. Maybe I won't fuck it up this time. Pisces is straight. I mean, she could be bi. We can hope. Is Brody boyfriend? Ex-boyfriend? I don't know. I remember part of a spell. Unbabble. String output equals convert to truth. Console.read line. We got a spell. Unbabble. This memory affects me. I feel tears collect the edges of my eyes. I retreat into a corner. I don't want to be feeling so much. Feeling so much. It passes. Thank God. Oof. Alright. Requires an order. We have an order, so we can compile this. Cool. I wonder maybe if we can talk to Peep now? Hello, Peep. I try to talk to Peep. While he clearly understands me, he can only speak in trills and coos. And I don't understand bird. Charlie tries to help interpret, but it's easy to tell he's only making imaginative guesses about what Peep is trying to say. Let's cast Unbabble. Peep's coos coalesce into meaningful language in my mind. I can now talk to him. Hello, Lady Wizard. No, that's not a good voice. What's a bird voice? I don't know. Hello, Lady Wizard. Your real name isn't Peep, is it? No, miss, but it suits me well. And it's good to have more names to use instead of my true name. Good point. Peep, would you please tell me what you are? I'm a Florian, miss. We are also called the Bluebirds of Happiness. We are descended from royalty, but only human royalty. In Fairyland, we are messengers. Where are you from? Makes sense. I'm from Fairyland, Lady Wizard. My family lives in the forest east of the capital. I miss them very much. How did you get here? My family was migrating, Lady Wizard. We were flying from the Goblin Market to the Singing Hills to spend the winter warmed by song. It was my first flight alone, and I was eager to prove myself. We were flying over the Palace of the Queens, and I was fresh and eager, and my mother asked, Peep, are you tired? And I told her, no, Mother, I am not, for I was eager to prove myself. We were flying over the misty moor, and I was growing weary, and my mother asked, Peep, are you tired? But I told her, no, Mother, I am not, for I was eager to prove myself. We were flying over the dark woods, and I was weary and worn, but my mother asked, Peep, are you tired? But I told her, no, Mother, I am not, for I was eager to prove myself. As I grew tireder and tireder, I flew lower and lower, and when I finally knew I must call to my mother that I was too weary to fly, she was too far above to hear me, and I fell into the dark woods. I wandered the dark woods for many days, for once you fall into the dark woods, it will not let you fly out. And I met with many strange and fearful creatures. I evaded them by using my magic to make them happy, and fluttering away while they were confused. I ate my seed brick bit by bit, until there was none left. Just when I thought I was sure to perish in the dark wood, I saw a blue light in the distance. It was this place, and the woman, Deb, gave me a seed cake, and I have played with Charlie. I know I must travel home soon, but I know not how. For now, I am just happy not to be in the dark woods. Thank you for telling me your story. Fairyland is on the way to the surface. Would you like me to take you home, Peep? Peep's bright black eyes go wide. That would be a great kindness, Lady Wizard. You can call me Pisces. Lady Pisces. Just Pisces is fine. Peep and Charlie have a tearful goodbye. Despite speaking different languages, they communicate well. I let Deb know that I'm taking one of the kids she's been watching. Oh, that's so good of you, honey. I wish you could take Charlie home like that. But I suppose you're not going home by way of the 1870s. She gives Peep a seed cake for the road. We go back to the ship. I guess we'll go down now, since up seems to kind of be the way out of here. Blackness seethes and settles below me. This will be a difficult trip. Is it worth it to have order or take one less turn? I feel like it's gotta be to have one less turn, right? The order only might be useful. Let's use the web crawler engine. I don't know. We'll see how it feels. I discounter despairing blackness, a mass of thick blackness that poisons the mind with grim thoughts. Ask for help. Ask Peep for help. If Peep's good at happiness magic, surely, right? I'm a bluebird of happiness, Pisces. I can soothe sadness and enliven happy things. Let's do this. Yes, Peep sings a song of hope. It pierces the black despair, and I fly through. I encounter a school of lanternfish. A school of lanternfish twirl in their hypnotic patterns and whisper enticing lures. I wonder if, it feels kind of chaotic or orderly, I'm not sure which, but I wonder if this sail will... Oh, wait a second. I don't even need to have the fucking... I can use the search engine regardless of if it's equipped. Oh, that rocks, then. I, did not realize that. That's super cool. Let's try the sail. That doesn't help me. Oh shit. I am briefly mesmerized by the fish. I gain 11 momentum. Okay, it didn't hurt me, but I lost 5, so I have to do it one more time. Uncertainty fog. Well, the sail worked last time. We already did it, but I bet the search engine will work too. Yes, I shield myself with order, and the confusion of the fog can't touch me. Nice. I descend. It gets darker than I thought possible. And when the darkness becomes too concentrated, it forms solid walls. The depths of the maze are a literal the depths of the C++ are a literal maze of blackness. Okay. The waters I steer through are emotions and relationships, liquefied by the pressures of the depths. They are dangerously dense here. Love crushed into hate, crushed into boredom, crushed into fondness for a favorite doll. It's a heady cocktail. If I stay here too long, it will warp my perceptions. Okay. This is one I'm probably going to use a guide for. I watch for landmarks through the glass of my ship's cockpit. Blue jellyfish drift in loose clumps, a mass of green algae. A blue memory floats here. Alright, well that was easy. Discovered part of dream. Silence is not only golden. Silence is not only golden. The crystal glass silence of expectation after the teacher's question. Okay. 1 of 5 parts. Oh geez. Cast a spell. Omni? Begin by the blog. Trumpet, flutes, drums. Flutes, trumpets, flutes. Salvamundi. Okay, interesting. Steer east. Blue jellyfish drift in loose clumps. Floating chunks of floating chunks of black darkness. A scrap of yellow paper flutters in the eddies. I grab the paper through a porthole. It is titled From the Journal of Scott Winfield. Winfield Scott. Depth 13 NB. I don't know. Temperature 3. Water quality bemused. Heading down. Second hour of extended submersion. Integrity holding. Taking regular samples of surrounding water/emotions. Current popular theory holds that the relationship strands at this level, which coalesce into liquid-like behavior at this density, are completely disconnected from the surface. Remnant scrap of emotion whose source and target died long ago. The density down here is due to eras of buildup of old emotion. Observed sea monkey colony. Interesting. I tucked the note away. A school of glowing blue lanternfish. A mass of red psychoplankton. Interesting. A wall of blackness here is strangely slanted and porous. I think if I had the right perspective, I might be able to see a way through. In places like this, the journey is as important as the destination. There's probably a specific path I need to follow through the depths to get through here. Worth noticing anyway. Okay, interesting. Let's steer down. A mass of yellow algae. The scrap of yellow paper flutters in the eddies. Alright, another journal. Depth mother. Temp black intense concern. Heading drums. Oh, so was the result from Omni a set of directions, but all silly because we're in silly land? There are so many eyes. Who needs so many eyes? My head is full of shivering gray. My head is full of tiny footsteps. My head is full of spiders. Observed eyes. Concerning, to be sure. Okay, we can't go west, even though couldn't we can go down this way. That's so weird. There's just a wall here. A school of glowing cold fish. A colony of sharp sea monkeys. A cold memory floats here. Absorb the dream. Two people who once loved each other. Interesting. Let's steer west. Steer west. Steer west. A soft corpse, still leaking warm blood. A soft and cold jellyfish drift in loose clumps. A scrap of rough paper. What's the corpse? Let's autocomplete the word search. 1 life and 3 death. And let's grab the paper. Depth 16 NB. Temp blue. Temperature's blue. Intense water quality. Intense curiosity. Heading up. Synesthetic symptoms intensifying. Concerned they might interfere with my piloting. Taking steps to return to surface. Nothing. Focusing on surfacing. Interesting. Steer down. Floating chunks of smooth darkness with something cold embedded in them. Soft and cold jellyfish drift in loose clumps. The darkness chunks here gleam in a familiar way. The light smashes through the loose darkness, obliterating it. One of my memories is left, floating free in water. Okay, we found another piece of the memory. Found only underwater, that quivering thin silence. A mass of smooth and sharp flotsam. Soft and cold jellyfish drift in loose clumps. An empty clickbait trap, extremely hot. Clickbait trap. A colony of soft krill. A cold memory floats here. Before the students answer, the liquid cool silence. 4 or 5 parts. And another piece of paper. It is titled From the Journal of Winfield Scott. Depth 15. Water quality curiosity. Heading stationary. Slight damage to external plating after encounter with skeletal sharks. Not severe enough to end observation. Experiencing mild synesthesia, consistent with reports from previous divers. Bathysphere smells tan. Rations taste like silk. Not severe enough to end observation. Stopping to examine local phenomenon. Observed extensive floating network of coral with calcified fear growths. Examined it closely and took samples. Useful for investigation of how fear spreads. Interesting. Hot blobs wander about. Soft tendrils. Oh, steer drums. I guess because you're hearing drums to go south. I'm gonna write that down, actually. I don't want to rely too much on the guide if I don't have to. Do I have a pen? I'm sure I have. Yep, there's a pencil. Look at that. Drums. equals south. I think we're starting to experience some of that synesthesia. Smooth lumps. Sharp spheres speckled in smoothness. A rough wisp flutters. It seems like maybe we can't interact with anything. Interesting. I don't know what that is. I would love... Yeah, we're all kinds of weird right now. There are a lot of bees around here. Interesting. Oh, steer trumpets. Steer strings and... Okay, so trumpets equals north. Strings equals east. And flutes equals west. And let's get up to the surface because that's what they said to do. My head clears. I return to safer waters. That's good. Let's go back down, though. Now, what was that pattern? Trumpet, flutes, drums, flutes, trumpets, flutes, flutes. Okay, so that's north. Begin by the blog. I haven't found anything like that yet. Trumpets. So north, west, drums, south, flutes is west, trumpets is north, and then flutes twice, so west. Okay. And all right, let's go east, down. A piece of paper that we didn't get to see last time. 12 nested brackets is the depth. Okay, sure. First hour, beginning descent from Abyssal Plain. So 12 must be like the top, maybe, if we're looking at terms of like the sort of grid that we're on. First hour, beginning descent from Abyssal Plain. Bathysphere integrity holding through initial pressure increases. Observation is challenging due to intense darkness. Observe. School of lanternfish. Unknown species of psychoplankton. Increased aggression in sea life, likely due to psychoplankton. Okay. Oh, this must... I wonder if this was like the hot thing that we saw. Red jellyfish drift in loose clumps. Colony of sea monkeys. One plays with something blue. The sea monkeys here are playing with a gleaming memory. Take it from them. I tried to snatch my memory back, but the monkeys flit away. I tried to catch them, but they're extremely erratic. Every time I think I've caught the one with my memory, it dodges in a random direction or throws it to another memory. Monkey. Little assholes. Maybe we can understand? No. Probably prophecy? I cast a small prophecy on the sea monkeys. This gives me insight into which way they're going to dart. I managed to predict a dodge and snatch my memory away. Oh, nice. We found everything. Capitals go first. Silence is not only golden. The crystal glass silence of expectation after the teacher's question, before the student's answer. The liquid cool silence between two people who once loved each other before the yelling starts. The blood rust silence found... no... Oh. Liquid cool silence found only underwater. The quivering thin silence between two people who once loved each other before the yelling starts. The blood rust silence. No, that's... The quivering thin silence before the yelling starts. The blood rust silence between two people who once loved each other. Yes. Oof, spell mute. Okay, and then a scrap of yellow paper. Depth 16. Heading flutes. Was mistaken in previous entry. Was not going up. Was going flutes. Can't go up. Up is blocked by smooth. Will continue flutes until can trumpet again. Observed. Soft and cold blobs. Interesting. Tuck the note away. A mass of rough algae. A colony of sharp sea monkeys. A cold, bloated, burbling blog floats here. Babbling balderdash. Scrap of rough paper. Let's grab the paper first. Depth. Heading. Drums. What does up sound like? Is up drums or trumpets? We'll try drums. Blog. A huge blog, belching pointless drivel, long-winded opinions, and non-sequiturs. Beneath its semi-transparent body, I can make out what seems to be a trapped wiki. Wikis are informative crustaceans that decorate their shells with facts. This one has been caught, and its collection of information is slowly being digested and broadcast poorly by the blog. Interesting. Maybe unbabble? I cast translate on the blog. I filter concise meaning from the blog's excessive rambling. I echo that meaning back at it. The blog is taken aback for a moment, clearly unused to being heard and understood. It starts to listen, and then it starts to shed. Listening globules full of adjectives and adverbs slough off the blog. It is draped with knotted seaweed of run-on sentences. Those strands tighten, pierced by periods, jettisoning unnecessary repetition. The wiki inside of it creeps out, but doesn't leave. Now that it's not trapped, it's happy to stay and give the blog information to broadcast. And now that it's well edited, the blog is using the wiki's information responsibly. That's so nice. The wiki and blog are happen to give me the following information. The path to a hidden area. Revealed location. Because the blog is broadcasting, I can make out a very soft message I would have missed otherwise. A treasure map. Begin at the sharp spheres, smeckled with smoothness. We're gonna take a screenshot of this. Is that something I can do in Steam? Where the fuck's print screen on this keyboard? There it is. And we're just gonna open up Paint here. Okay, and we will keep that with us. Begin at the sharp spheres, speckled with smoothness. Go visit the sharp squiggles. Go trumpets to more sharp squiggles. Go to the cold blobs. Go trumpets. Go to the thrumming gold flecks. Follow the hot clouds. Go strings. Oh, I already did the instructions so I can see them anytime from my inventory. Oops. Okay, well, let's do the first puzzle that we saw, because that's much simpler than decoding that. So from the blog, go north. Oh, let's grab this paper. Integrity holding, slight nosebleed, ambient emotions proving to be surprisingly consistent given how thick the area is with relationships. Continued consistency of emotion sampling lends support to alternate theory. There is something below us that feels in deep, thick, wave-like bands. Observe skeletal sharks. Okay, so north, west, north, west, south, west, north, west, west. Oh ho ho! I was not able to go that way before, but now I could. There is a memory here. It is mine, but it is not mine. It thrums with potential. It matches the environment perfectly. Absorb the prophecy of dark. I touch the memory. I touch the prophecy. It echoes in my mind with the power that comes with inevitability. Child of the web, ghost sibling, fear eater, silver smile in the night, protect her. She stands with a sword in one hand, chalice in the other. Stand with her. Realize your truth, that fear is necessary for bravery. Embrace the light and it will no longer harm you. The seeds of change are hidden in our capacity to love. Be dark, be brave, be ready for the apocalypse. Interesting. Let's go back up to clear our heads. Okay, we've got that new location to visit. Okay. So if we want to, gotta read these notes to try and figure out the way forward. Oh, nice. This appears to have actually ordered them for us. Yes. Wonderful. Okay. So, starting at 12, where there's a school of lanternfish and an unknown species of psychoplankton. That is, I think that was the east, right? School of lanternfish and a massive red psychoplankton. Okay, cool. Inventory. Winfield notes. Because this, I mean, if we follow these steps, that's... I mean, it doesn't seem like it ended up well for them. But we'll see what happens. So heading down. So I guess we'll go down. And then down again because they're also heading down. Down. Spell, or, no, what am I doing? Winfield notes. Down, and then, okay, west. And then stationary? Maybe that means keep going west. I don't know. I'm gonna look up the guide that I'm using for this because it's a bit confusing. Down. Okay, and then west, and then down. Oh, I see a derelict bathysphere floating here. Below me is utter smoothness, beyond anything I've ever seen before. The old-fashioned submersible's falling apart. Let's drill it for parts. The bathysphere is either too old or too broken to offer me anything useful. Let's search inside. Inside the bathysphere has one room. In the pilot chair, I find the skeletal remains of an explorer. There is a deep-sea aquarium full of dead samples. This skeleton wears the tattered remains of an explorer's outfit. Something out of the last century, complete with pith helmet. It's not a real skeleton, of course. This is the metaphorical remains of someone's broken mind. He clutches a piece of paper. Let's examine the body. There are cracks in the skull around where his ears once were. At first, I think he hit his head, but the shattered bone fragments burst outwards. Purple-gray streaks mark where something leaked down his cheekbones. There is a nightmare nesting inside of his skull. Let's take the nightmare. I cannot. Okay. Read final log. Depth, mother. Temp, mother. Water quality, mother. Heading, mother. She breathes the ocean. Observed. Too much. All right. This is a good choice that I'm making, I think. I feel like it's going to be a good idea to have them, given that his skull cracked from his ears. We'll have mute. I think I forgot to do that, but we'll compile mute. There's a deep sea aquarium. This huge tank is outfitted with the equipment necessary for a deep sea creature such as an octopus to survive in other environments. I could probably fit it into my ship. Take the tank. I awkwardly managed to maneuver the giant tank out of the bathysphere and into my ship. I set it up. I'm now equipped to support deep web life in the higher levels of the web. Yes. We will now have octopus friend. Yes. let's come back. Let's come back to this. This feels scary. That feels scary. Plus, I think there is one more puzzle, I think, from the... We might need to experience that strong synesthesia. Begin at the sharp spheres speckled with smoothness. Go visit the sharp squiggles. Go trumpets to more sharp squiggles. Go to the cold blobs. Go trumpets. Go to the thrumming cold flecks. Follow the hot clouds. Go strings. Oh, that feels like a pain. I don't know. Well, I think we're gonna call it here. We will explore that more next time, and then we will explore the rest of the depths and the ada as well next time. But thank you everybody for watching. It's been a great time playing here with you. I hope that everybody has an absolutely fantastic night.